The final step of using the Socrative assessment tool is to actually gather the data that you have just collected from either your pre-post or your your pre-assessment, your post-assessment, or whatever quick perhaps exit or entry ticket you may have created. Well, after you have actually ended the activity, a very small screen will come up that will ask you to email the report or download the report. Email report will actually send an email with this information in a spreadsheet to the email address you provided when you signed up for Socrative. The download is the same feature just without the email. It'll actually download the report immediately into your browser, whichever browser that you're using. I use the email report just due to the fact that as soon as it's been emailed to me, I'm going to have a hard copy within my email system in case anything goes wrong between a download report. I've downloaded a report several times and I've either gotten up to go do something else and have forgotten about it, or there's just a network glitch and somehow it didn't end up downloading. I'm just a fan of the email report. It's just personal choice completely. For this example, I'm actually going to use the download report, so it's going to download directly to my browser. So I'm going to go ahead and click download report, and that will bring up the download window, and I can go ahead and put that report wherever it is I'd like to. The default name at the very top here is it tries to be as informative as it can. It takes the information that you've provided for that particular assessment, the name of the assessment, and then actually the date up here at the top that it was run. If that is a good name for you, go ahead and use that. For me, naming conventions of files is very important, so I kind of have my own little system. That would be test assessment, and it just sort of, for me, this is what works. So if you'd like to rename that file, that would be fantastic. I'm going to go ahead and then save it to my desktop. And because I am using Google's Chrome, the downloaded file will appear at the very bottom here, where my target's now coming up. But it's also downloaded to my desktop as well, so I can always go ahead and access it there. When I click on this test assessment, I'm just going to click on the one here in my browser. It will open up by default in Microsoft Excel. This is also something you can use in any other spreadsheet program. It's a very simple spreadsheet that could be opened up with Apple's Numbers, Microsoft Spreadsheet, or even Google's Google Spreadsheet within their Docs online software suite. Excel's now opening up and converting the information. And there is our very quick information. At the top up here, I've got our name, when it was delivered, and then some more specific personal information to yourself, your room number, and then the email address that it's associated with you. And then we've got in column A, starting in row 5, we've got the questions that were delivered. A5 would be the first question, the name. Column B, row 5, will be our first question. Column C, row 5, will be our second question. Column D, row 5, is going to be the number of correct answers, and I got 0 out of that one. Then on column E, row 5, is going to be the total score. And the total score is usually one that I gravitate to first, just to see how well as a class my students have done. Because it's now in a spreadsheet, you're able to manipulate the information as you need. You can go ahead and find specific students that you're looking for to see how they did. I myself would find, when I would have a parent-teacher conference, if I had student information from an assessment like this, I could actually deliver the information, letting them know why their student might be struggling in a particular area, or if they're wondering what areas that their student could work on. This would be a fantastic tool to say, well, this is where we're at, and this is where they've been struggling. So you can actually take this data, and it's very, very useful. Now that you've taken care of looking at how to use Socrative as an assessment tool, your job is to go ahead and do everything that I just did right here. Create an assessment, deliver the assessment, and then download its results. I would like you to share the results with me in an email, and I'd also like you to share your assessment with me. That was that information, or that number that we were getting back at the management page, where it asked, Socrative asked if you'd like to share this assessment or not. You can just go ahead and go back to your dashboard. Click on Edit Quiz. And at the very top, find what your assessment number is. This is the number that you'd be sharing with me, so I can actually take a look at your assessment firsthand.